Hello and welcome back to more of Juniors. So last time we played we were able to beat the first night, so now we're on the second night and this is where we've run into some issues. You see, I still don't fully understand the mechanics of this game. The most I thought is there's flashing lights, that means they're ghosts, but it turns out there's still something I'm missing, and the goal of today's video is to beat the second night and find out what the actual mechanics are, because I still have no idea, and that's all we need to know is just how to play the game. Thank you for the support in these videos. They've been doing surprisingly well for my channel. Okay, and we're back in the game. So, if you haven't seen this game before, basically, the mechanics behind the game is you have to look for ghosts. So, things that will make it clear that they're a ghost are flashing lights, moving erratically, and there's also fingerprints on the cameras from time to time. The only issue is, I don't understand what the fingerprints mean yet, other than there is a ghost there. And these two characters here don't actually appear on the cameras. So if there's nothing up with these, they're safe to repair. Now at the moment there's not really anything out of the ordinary in the cameras, which is surprisingly worrying. I mean, usually in a FNaF game you'd want them to actually be not moving around or not doing anything weird. But here I'm actually hoping that they will, because we need to figure out who the actual ghost is. Now if you see here on the camera, there's a slight handprint here, which means hopefully one of the animatronics here is a ghost. So this is Foxy, so I'm assuming they are the ghosts, but the thing is, even though there's no one here, okay, there's this guy here, but even they've left and the fingerprint is still here. I'm going to try and guess Foxy. And now I just hope that that's correct. So I still don't understand what the fingerprints mean, because they appear on multiple cameras at once, so I'm not sure if that's just telling you that there's a ghost present, which was already obvious, or if there's actually one on the cameras, and maybe on this night there's more than one ghost, which is what I'm guessing is the case. Okay, they're here, that means we can repair them. So in that case, I might also flush out Chica, because they're also acting a bit suspicious. Okay, that must have been the ghost. So I must have been wrong when I assumed it was Foxy. So hopefully now things get a bit simpler. But I'm guessing based on this on the second night, that's not going to be the case. Okay, the ghost has returned. There is a chance it could not be on the cameras as well, because Balloon Boy could also be haunted. So if we look on here, there's actually surprisingly nothing wrong here. But the thing is, there should be. If that means it's one of them on the cameras. But the thing is, there's nothing up with the cameras. So this is the issue I run into. Unless now it's just the regular... Okay, that's a new mechanic. That is not something I was expecting at all. So how do I know if the marionette is haunted? I tune into the camera audio to locate... Oh. Alright. So that's a new mechanic on this night. We have to use the audio button on the cameras. I wish that would have been explained in any way at all, because I had no way of knowing that's what you're supposed to do than trial and error. And that's one of the worst aspects of a lot of FNaF games, is it's all just trial and error. But the question is, how do I know if they're haunted? So we know now that the marionette is in this main... Okay, so they can move from place to place. Now they're in this kitchen. But how do I know if they're haunted? That is the big question here. Unless that's why the cameras are acting so weird, it's because they were actually on the cameras and we just couldn't see them. I feel like I'm missing something here. Unless the handprints actually signal the puppet. That could be the case here. And I was wrong. Unless I was right. But I'm guessing based on that, the message I got last time, I was actually wrong there. But now because I was wrong, I have to fix the puppet. So Freddy is the only person on this camera, meaning they must be the haunted one? But I have been wrong with that before. Okay, that was right. That was correct. I'm still unsure about how the puppet actually works in this game, because we know that they can be haunted, and we use the music box on the cameras to find where they are. But how does that tell me if they're haunted or not? I'm guessing the lights will be flashing? Okay, right. That seems like Bonnie to me. Yes, definitely. That was pretty simple, actually. That was really simple. Let's go for Bonnie since we know for certain they're safe. since we just flushed out the ghost. Okay, and the ghost is returned one last time. Okay, right. Flashing lights here. This might be the puppet. Okay, I think that's the puppet, because I don't see anyone else on the camera. And I was wrong. Okay, it's Balloon Boy. And we did it! It was that simple. That was surprisingly easy. But we still don't 100% know how the marionette works. We just got lucky on that night. Okay, right, this is new. After finishing your shift, you stumble across an old VHS tape. Oh, we get a FNaF VHS tape. But the curiosity is eating at you. But you don't know if you should watch it or not. Let's watch it. Let's get jump scared. Let's see some terrible analog horror. I think this is literally just ripped off from someone else's animation, because I'm sure 100% I've seen at least this style before. Unless I'm thinking of someone else, and this is just very similar. Which could be the case. Although I do like the animation is actually quite well made here. Okay, we get some flashing red lights. Beware the mangle. Okay, why should we beware them? Once we have a timer of exactly how long the video is, that's really helpful. Okay, I think I saw like a tongue on like the shadow of the red light. Not sure what that means. Okay, now were these lights always red, or is that new? Anyway, let's continue to night 3. The mangle? Question mark. Okay, so I guess now we're gonna have to deal with the mangle, which is a scenario I didn't really want to do, but here we are. I do like how every night they're introducing quite a lot of stuff, because usually in a FNaF game it'd just be like one static thing over and over again. Right, and we're back in here again. Hey buddy, how'd it go? It went well. I found something that you might want to know about. Oh, what's on your mind? I think the ghost left us a message in the form of an old school VHS tape. A VHS tape? Yeah, I stumbled across it after my shift. I think it was trying to give us a message. A message? About what? I'm not too sure. It was just an old school cartoon episode, but something about it was very off. Are you telling me? Well, how'd the tape end? With Freddy carrying a piece of an animatronic to a door that said the mangle. A mangle of parts. Why would the ghost need animatronic parts? Maybe the ghost is building a new body. She's building the mangle. The mangle, huh? I don't like the sound of that. Let's see if the next tape will help us. I'll talk to you after. Good luck, buddy. Okay, right. So now we have to worry about the mangle. Or they're just building them. I'm not sure if they're going to appear on this night or not. Okay, the ghost hasn't appeared yet, but things are already moving quite quickly. Foxy's already appeared. And moving around a bit. I do like how they always look into the camera all the time. That's a really good touch. Okay, and the ghost is here now. Things are starting to get a bit more harder to follow. There's a lot more stuff going on. Okay, this could be the puppet, so let's listen out to the... So I still don't know how you tell if the marionette is haunted. Maybe it's just you can still see the handprint and all that, if they are. Is that phone ringing? That's a bit of a weird thing to add. Unless the phone ringing is another thing that can actually tell that you're haunted. Okay, and they're here. Let's do some repairs. This minigame is getting really boring really quick. I do wish they had some sort of new mechanic. Maybe when Mangle gets introduced we'll get a new one. At least that's what I'm hoping. This is worrying, we've not found a single trace of one yet. I've not seen any handprints, any flashing lights or anything. This is very worrying. So no one is acting sus, which is usually the opposite of what you want. Okay, something's really off here. I'm definitely missing something. Unless this is a new mechanic that I don't know about. Which isn't too new for this game. But this is the most reflective whiteboard I've ever seen in my life. Like, that is basically just... Okay, and we know who it is now. That's fun. That's really fun. I've noticed that as we're moving on, the jump scares are getting me more than they used to. Because before, when I was playing the game, I wouldn't even react to it. But now I'm actually starting to jump a bit. Of course, I'm not screaming aloud, because I'm not those fake YouTubers who just scream every time a jump scare comes on. But they are making me jump a bit, which is kind of the point of them. If they actually had any atmosphere to them, it would actually be kind of cool. But it's literally just one break of tension when there wasn't even that much tension to begin with. Okay, hopefully... Why does the camera do that? Unless that's a way you can tell they're haunted, if the camera just automatically does that by accident. That could be actually quite a cool mechanic, but I'm not sure if that's what they're going for here. Has this changed, by the way? Did this always used to be like this? I have a feeling that this didn't used to look like that. Everything seems fine on the... What's literally the downside of having this off? What? Okay, right. Ah, that's the new mechanic, I see. That means it's Bonnie. That's very cool, actually. I like that mechanic. That's really cool. That's actually a good mechanic, I like that. The cameras will just move by themselves. It did take a bit of getting used to, but after that it was actually quite cool. And there's another ghost, let's have a look. Okay, it might actually be the puppet. Because I did feel a bit of resistance though when I was using the camera, and the only person there is the puppet. I'm genius. I'm actually genius. I can see how the puppets mechanic can get a bit annoying if there's more than one in the room. But I guess that's kind of the idea behind it. I'm just destroying this game now. It might actually be... I don't think this guy's even on the actual system. So I still don't know who this guy is. It's like a... Oh, this is just Chica, actually. I thought this was like a pig or something. They look very different. So we know it's not Balloon Boy, so they're safe to repair. Okay, something weird happened in that camera though. Okay, there's a... It might just be the puppet again. Right, I'm gonna go for the puppet again. I know I was wrong, horribly wrong. I still have no idea what the handprints actually mean. It'd be good if there was an explanation for that. Right, now I've got to repair the puppet because we made a mistake. I do wish there was a bit more of an explanation for like what the actual mechanics are, because just throwing you into it is a bit of like a bad idea. Maybe there was a more like simple way to actually do the investigation that's not just figuring out yourself. Did the camera just move by itself then, or is that just me? Okay, I still have no idea what this means. It can't be the puppet because we just verified it wasn't. Okay, it's good I did that because I almost forgot to do. We'll just have to go for this. This is weird. This is really worrying. We just have... There's no one on this camera though. The handprints is still a mechanic I don't really fully understand. Okay, now there's a handprint here. But there's also handprints on this camera. So now the issue is we have two animatronics and we don't know which one is haunted. You know, that kind of looks a bit sus. I'm going to go for Chica. And then we just flush Chica, it can't be. I'm just going to have to guess Foxy. There's not really much else I can do here. I know what's wrong with Bonnie. I didn't even think about that. Right, let's just try this again. Right, things seem safe, so... Okay, that's why. Okay, who's on this camera? I think that's Bonnie. That could be Bonnie, but I'm not entirely sure. I hate they all look so similar. It would really help if they look different. Like, anyway. I think it is Bonnie, though. I know I was wrong, because they all look really similar. Okay, it's definitely Fox. Oh, of course there's two of them. That's really helpful. That really helps me know who it is. It really helps me narrow it down. Now there's three of them, that's even better. Was it always like that? Okay, it's one of these guys here. But who? Chica. Okay, right, good. Or not. That was the only person in the camera though. Unless it's the puppet? Okay, it might be the puppet. I'm very bad at this game. Okay, and we got it down. Okay, that's the annoying thing. Sometimes you just forget the marionette exists, and then you just have to slowly realise that you can actually use them. Okay, right. What are we missing here? So we know it can't be the marionette now, since they literally were just... Actually, in that case, we'll repair them. So we know 100% it can't be the marionette, since it was just that. Unless that's a mechanic they'll bring in later, which I'm not looking forward to.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Freddy's looking a little bit sus here, but that's just how they look. Nothing too weird's going on there. I don't see any fingerprints either, which is slightly worrying. Okay, right. Someone in here is haunted and they both left. So it was either Chica or I think it was Freddy or Bonnie. That's the annoying thing. They just look so similar, Freddy and Bonnie. Okay, right. Who is in here? Okay, it's Freddy, right. Sorry, Freddy, but you're getting flushed out. I'm not sure it's the right term for actually repairing them, but that's the term that I'm using. And I've used it for like 2 episodes straight now, so there's no point changing it. Has the ghost come back yet? Okay, now the ghost is back. It'd be good if there was a better way to show that, like a more like physical way of showing that rather than just text appearing up here. Okay, right. I would say it's the marionette, but there's no one in this room, so why is it doing that? The handprints are still something that just completely passed me by. It just doesn't make any sense to me, this mechanic. I'm not sure if it's bugged or if it's actually supposed to be like that. Right, we're going to repair Balloon Boy after this because they are getting quite low. I'm just going to hope it's not Foxy, so let's try and find Foxy on here. And see if they're not acting sus for once. Okay, that's not very helpful at all. Literally every single one is here. Okay, you know what, I think it's Foxy. I could be wrong there, but if I am, I am. There's no going back now. I know it wasn't. It was Chica. Okay, so I think I'm going to end this episode here. We did make a lot of progress. We beat the second night. We found out that apparently the mangles are a thing in this game. So hopefully we'll be seeing them in a future episode. And if you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like, make sure to subscribe for future videos. And follow my main channel, TNS, for my good content.